Venus in Leo. This is the desire, or this is the drama of desire. This is the fire of worth. This is where Venus is really expressing its love through theater, where affection is both this performance and prayer, and where desire seeks not only closeness, but this admiration, loyalty, recognition. And this placement carries this profound need to be seen, even this psychological need to be seen in others, celebrated through others, chosen even, and not merely as a partner, but just someone who's worthy of the crown. And it really reflects a heart that is thriving on warmth, that wants to thrive on devotion and this radiant connection, yet is deeply sensitive to this rejection or to feeling invisible or emotionally neglected. Venus in Leo longs for love that is bold, that is expressive, that is unwavering, but this longing can often mask, this core wound of unworthiness, or, unworthiness around its identity too. At its root, Venus in Leo is this archetype of self esteem that is built on these rational mirrors. The way that this person receives love is through this entanglement with how they define their personal value. If loved openly and, flourishing, and, you love a Venus and Leo openly and generously, they can reflect this back to you. They become extremely creative, But if you are not loving the Venus and Leo properly, they can feel like they're dismissed or devalued. And this can often have them retreat into their pride, into the dramatics, or into this performative affection. They can feel like they have to do more for your love. And this Venus placement has to confront its shadow of this conditional worth, the belief that they must shine in order to feel loved, or they must please in order to feel loved. They have to release this attachment to becoming or being adored, and discovering this power of self-generated inner radiance. The Venus in Leo seeks this connection through displays, through gifts, through these grand gestures, through charm, through this magnetic presence. And this can feel they can feel like, am I lovable when I'm performing? This can quietly shape their relationships as well. They can have a tendency to idealize love as something extraordinary, or something that comes from movies, which creates this push and pull between fantasy and between fulfillment. um, Venus in Leo really becomes overly attached to the applause, to the approval, to the surface level attraction. They can use charisma to win attention, while feeling this emotional undernourishment. In its highest expression, Venus in Leo becomes a source of this noble love, capable of fierce loyalty, of this radiant encouragement, and a heart that uplifts others through, presence to through their presence alone. And they don't just value this for themselves, they value this for the other people as well. They want you to treat them as they would treat you. They want you to give them grand gestures as well. Like, this is the placement that is the archetype of, the muse and the performer. It really connects the two. This is love that becomes the medium of art, the ritual of the identity. Venus and Leo is inviting us to create this beauty that affects who we are, and not even affects, this reflects. There's a reflection, of who we are. And sometimes if we don't get the applause that we want, it affects who we are. But at the highest form, they must try to be who they are without trying to impress others. there's a sacred lesson in realizing that true love isn't earned through the sparkle. It's sustained through vulnerability, through consistency and truth. There's also a need to find this balance between the self-expression, and to learn that one can receive love without needing to command it. Venus in Leo has a gift for teaching others how to own their light. And when they integrate these, beautiful qualities that they have, they become mirrors of worth for others. Showing others how to embody this dignity through this, confident and this affectionate strength. But they must also learn to protect their inner flame without burning it out, in a quest for love, in a quest to be recognized. Excuse me, when the love is real, versus when the love is transactional or performative, they will understand and they will know that love teaches them that it's not a show, it's a devotion, and that the deepest kind of affection doesn't need an applause. It needs your truth. It needs you to show up as you are so you can find that spark and you can find that radiant nature that is actually there and not just romanticized. So that's all I have for Venus and Leo. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, please, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.